everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Madam Speaker 101. I really hope that you enjoyed the first and the second episode. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it's time for you to take a step back and go check out what I have on my channel. So I'm a PR digital marketing specialist, brand strategist as well. I know, right? And I'm a public speaker at heart. I really am passionate about sharing knowledge with a lot of people. And sharing some of the insights that I have from our own personal experience to obviously make everyone else great. We all have to learn from each other, right? Correct. So today, Madam Speaker 101 is going to be talking about something that may sound so silly and so small, but has such a big significance, right? So today's topic, very, very exciting. It's something that is like quite a major thing for me, and it's also a challenge that I still face today after 6 years of being a public speaker. It's still like a bit of a hurdle for me. So we live and learn, definitely. All right, so today's topic is about knowing your worth. You know, I did the whole pencil drop, mic drop thing so that you can actually understand like the significance. It's knowing your worth. And I know we've heard this term so many times. It's been emphasized upon us so many times. You need to know your worth, you know. But, you know, I think it was well within its right, because now I understand why people say that you need to know your worth. So basically today what I'm going to talk about is the importance of knowing your worth when having to do anything, all right, in your respective fields, whether it's personal, whether it's public speaking, whether it's modeling, whether it's whatever, right? Whatever it is, in whatever sphere and field that you're in, and if you're offering a service or a skill, then I think it's very important for you to know your worth. All right, let's get into the gist of what on earth is she talking about. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Knowing your worth stems from me learning a few things. All right, so I started public speaking in 2014, officially on a professional scale. So it's about 6 years. And till today, well, up until, actually, yeah, let me correct that. But up until about January last year, I was so fixated with not being asked, how much do you charge for your services? And I was like, no, please don't ask me that, I don't know. Just tell me what your budget is, you know? What's your budget, and is it too much? And then I give a amount and I say, but is it too much? Is it too little? And, you know, to a point where at some point I was just weighing out like a fee based on what I thought was right or what I thought would be suitable for you. And if I didn't want to chase you away, I would then really, really undercharge myself. And I mean, public speaking is not just about me coming to a place and standing there and talking, but there's just so much preparation that comes in with it. Okay, so then in December 2019, while I was going through my spiritual journey, so what I normally do is when I prepare for the following year, I go into fasting. I'm a very religious person. I go into fasting and prayer, and I just want to be in solitude with God. And in 2019 of December, I was like, okay, Lord, you've given me this talent, you've given me this gift. I'm not maximizing it, you know. I'm not really making profits out of this. It's actually costing me a lot. And the first word that he got was, stop being apologetic for your worth. You know your worth. Start charging according to your worth. And I thought, okay, what is my worth? So I sat down and I did a rate card. Like I drafted a rate card and I went to pray again. And I prayed, and he said it's perfect, right? So the final word that I received was that is perfect, you know. And if someone has a problem with that, then, you know, a friend of mine said to me the other day, if someone has a problem with the fee that you charge, then they're not your target market, you know. Then they must go look for something else, because you clearly are not offering a service for their level, right? You're a bit on an executive level, okay? But I'm kidding, I'm not that expensive. No, I'm not. Okay, cool. So then I drafted my rate card, and I go by this rate card now. So funny enough, I'm very confident about this rate card of mine that I now drafted in December, and it's official. It's got my logo on it. My logo, as you can see, it's got my logo on it and everything, and I'm ready. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Cool. So I get a booking from a friend. I'd call her a friend. She's an associate of mine, but we've gone really close, and I really admire her. And she's a public speaker herself, so I have such high esteem, you know, for her. And she says, look, I have a book launch. My daughter's launching a book, and I want you to MC, you know. And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, but why can't you do it? I mean, you're a public speaker yourself. She says, no, it's my daughter's special day, you know, I want to also be a guest, I want to enjoy this. And I said, okay, fantastic. And you know, I get the whole brief about the event, the scope of the event, and I realized, okay, there's quite a lot of homework that I need to do in this regard. And then she says to me, so tell me, how much do you charge? So I said to her, you know what, I've got a rate card. So she says, send it to me. So I send her the rate card, and then she's like quiet for a few minutes. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's not gonna book me, I'm too expensive, or I'm too cheap, or whatever. And then I said to her, but listen, you know, it's not costed in stone or anything. You know, it's your first time booking me, and you know, maybe we can negotiate, because I understand, you know, the cost of living is high and you're throwing a party for your daughter and it's quite expensive. She stops me, she says, whoa, it's fine, I'll pay for it. And then I'm like, are you sure? She says, you know what, I used to be where you are, right? But we need to learn to know our worth, because if we don't understand our worth, no one else is going to want to invest in us. So she says to me, you've been given a gift. Your gift was not discounted. It was not at a cheaper rate. God gave you a gift in its whole entirety, in full, right? And you need to be able to charge it to the fullest. You know, God didn't put us on earth so that we can suffer, right? He gave us gifts and talents so that we can be great and occasionally profit from it, so that we can actually plow back into the ministry of God. And that's basically how the circle works. Okay, this is how I was brought up, by the way. I'm not infringing on anyone else's religious beliefs, but this is how I was brought up, and this is the kind of like the principle that I've learned growing up. And she says to me, absolutely not. Yes, she says to me, I've heard you, I've seen you, you know, MC once, and I liked you, you know, but I cannot use that as a basis to say, oh, sorry, Moe, I'm not going to pay you that amount of money because I've only heard you once. That's not your problem. The problem is you booked me, so you need to pay for my services, and my services will come in X, Y, and Z, and that's it. And it's immediately when I learned, you know what, no, you had this conversation when you were working out your 2020 goals, and part of your goals was, we are not negotiating on rates and fees, we are not negotiating on anything. So there is a lot of things that go into public speaking. First of all, you need to get your outfit right, because I mean, hello, you need to make sure that your outfit is like fitting the event that you are going to be public speaking at or emceeing at. Then you need to do a little bit of research on the topic that will be the main thing. So for instance, this topic was about a 13-year-old girl who wrote a book at the age of 13. And obviously whatever that I had to say and prepare for had to be in light of what the key message was. And the key message for that particular event, for instance, was about parents learning to support and nurture talents of the kids from a young age in order for them to grow and be great in these talents. And then it's from the social media exposure that you give the different events, obviously to push their ticket sales and so much more. There's just so much that goes into the preparation, that when you do your costing, about knowing your worth, when you do your costing, you have to kind of factor in all of those things. How far is the venue? Am I going to use petrol? Am I going to use public transport? What outfit do I need to wear? Is it something that I have in my closet? Is it something that I don't have in my closet? What kind of research must I do towards this event? What kind of the key elements that I need to mention when I am speaking and on stage? So those are the kind of things that you have to consider. So it's not always about just knowing someone and being nice to someone because you know them, but it's about knowing the facts of how much it costs you to be a full packaged product in order for you to go out there. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I think it's very important that we need to stop being apologetic. We really we need to stop being apologetic about the cost that we charge for our specific talents and skills. A friend of mine, David Chabalala, actually said something quite profound the other day, and he said that you need to be so uniquely you and proud of you and your brand and your product that other brands need to come to you for collaborations. You know how often we knock on doors and ask for sponsorships and endorsements? He's like, no, work on your unique craft, build your unique craft, right? And be confident in your unique craft, and let your big brands come and knock at your door and say, we want to collaborate with you. You are the type of person that we see aligned to our brand. I mean, that alone has so much stature, right? Definitely. So that is basically what knowing your worth is about. That's what episode 3 is about. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Remember to share Okay, share the link with anyone, everyone. Subscribe to the channel, like, don't like, comment, and say whatever it is that you need to say so that I can make sure that I'm giving you the correct content. Again, my name is Moe Mohapi, hashtag the host with the most, and that's where you can find me. Personal branding, personal branding.